Kia ora, Nell. Thank you so much for chatting to us today. How's it going?
It's good, thank you. Yeah, of course. Thank you for having me.
And thank you so much for being a part of What Now this morning as well. Now, I've got to say, Bookworm looks incredible. We are very, very excited to see it when it comes out in cinemas August 8th. You're shooting in some incredible locations, the backyard of Aotearoa, because this whole movie was shot on location, right?
Yeah, all of it.
That's incredible. So what was it like filming in and around the beautiful landscape of Aotearoa?
It was just magnificent. So I lived in New Zealand for 4.5 years, but I'd never really been able to go down into the Canterbury region. And oh my gosh, it was kind of surreal. It was just so stunning. And the work we got to do, we got to trek hill after hill, by beautiful lakes after beautiful lakes. It was such a great opportunity.
Did you have to do any big hikes or tramps just to get to some of these filming locations? I can imagine you've got to go for these massive hikoi, these huge walks, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, now we've got to do the filming as well. Yeah. That must have been intense.
Yeah. We were at some points in some pretty remote locations. At one point, we were up a mountain so remote and so distant that we couldn't get the portaloos in there. And so we had to use what became known as the thunder bucket.
Thunder bucket?
Yeah, the thunder bucket.
I think we can probably... Do we need to explain it?
No, I'm not sure that will be an appropriate story for people who have just had their breakfast.
That's a great point, Nell. I think we can probably put two and two together and work out what a thunder bucket was. Bookworm isn't the first, obviously, New Zealand film to film amongst these amazing landscapes of Aotearoa, and it is not the first time that someone who you filmed alongside has been down in New Zealand filming. And of course, I'm referring to Lord of the Rings and Elijah Wood. Yeah. And now, as a huge Lord of the Rings fan myself, I have to ask, what was it like filming with Mr. Frodo Baggins himself?
It was amazing. You know, Elijah he's just the loveliest guy. He's an amazing actor as well. Sometimes acting can be hard, but when you're opposite someone as great as him, the scene just flows and it's really easy.
And you can see that on-screen relationship that you guys have is just so cool. And I think there's a lot of funny moments in there that I know a lot of our What Now viewers are going to absolutely love as well. And now I suppose the big story with the two of you is this journey. You're trying to search for the Canterbury Panther. And this is a big talking point in New Zealand and has been for many, many years as to whether the Canterbury Panther is real, who's seen it. Had you heard about the legend that is the Canterbury Panther before you started filming?
I hadn't, actually. I hadn't. So I read this script and I was like, oh, this is cool. How did Ant Timpson and Toby Harvard, the writers, dream this up? But we had then a couple days before shooting down in the Canterbury area, and we went and we spoke to people who had seen it. You know, if they were driving on the road at night and they'd seen some hind legs disappearing into bushes or something. So it was actually really cool. A little bit of New Zealand folklore that I hadn't heard about.
And it seems to be one of those things in New Zealand. Everyone, if you haven't seen it, you definitely know someone that has seen it. And I think it's so cool that we've got this movie that shows the journey of the two of you going out searching for this. It's awesome. Now, I've got to ask, being in a big movie like this, it has got to be such a cool feeling. Have you had any moments where you feel like a really, super celeb?
You know what? No. I'm 12 years old. I adore acting. I adore it. And, that's why I do it. I do it because it's such a great passion of mine. And sure, there are some really nice kind of little side benefits, But no, I've just kind of taking it as it comes, and it's just an experience, and it's a thing that I do because I love doing it.
And I think we can see on screen that it looks like you love doing it as well.
Yeah.
And as you mentioned, 12 years old, we're going to have some people watching who are a similar age at home right now, who are going to be watching you thinking, oh my gosh, I want to be able to do what Nell is doing. What kind of words of advice would you have for them?
I would say one of the big things that I learned on this shoot, that I learned from Elijah, is watching and listening. I think watching and listening is very important. Lots of people think that acting is all about the doing and the saying and the movements. But actually, if you're working alongside someone as amazing as Elijah is, really all you have to do is watch and listen to what he's doing and then react, and the scene will kind of flow from there.
Well said. Yeah, whakarongo mai, te tiro mai. Watch and listen. That's the way to do it. Now, another thing that I have got to say, and obviously at breakfast time, food is always on the mind. Do you get like a whole bunch of awesome free food and stuff? Like, do you get some really cool buffet platters? Like, I'm thinking it's kind of like, you know, the Hogwarts Great Hall. There's food just everywhere.
Yeah, we do. The food is consistently amazing on every set.
So good. And then alongside that, I suppose that the classic, you know, acting thing is people always want to know about like the trailer. Like, did you have your own like acting trailer?
Yeah, so I did have a little trailer. Can't say I spent much time on it. You know.
I imagine.
That was shot in the period of 24 days. And so we were very, very busy.
24 days.
24 days.
That seems insane. How did you manage to like keep the energy up? Because I know you've got to do several takes, but 24 days of just non-stop go. How do you find the energy for that?
So, on book one, I had a lovely acting coach called Claire Chitham. She really helped me kind of get into, you know, because if we're switching from a scene from right at the beginning of the film to a scene kind of midway through the film, she helped me kind of get there and get into the headspace of where my character was.
And I suppose because that's one thing that some people might not realize is that you do quite often film out of order. So it could really kind of scramble with your brain a little bit as to like where we are and what you need to be doing. Did you find that tricky? And how do you overcome those moments?
Yeah, so it was quite tricky because Mildred and Strawn, they both have like a character evolution through the story, as all great films do, all great characters. And so it's very important that you are able to find where you are, where your character is in that evolution during the film. But Claire really helped me with that. And I've got a wonderful personal acting coach called Grace Bassett, who also really helped me with that.
Amazing. Yeah, it's so key to have that amazing support, and it definitely seems like you've had that. Now, I know there are so many funny moments within the movie itself, but whilst you were filming, I want to know, what is the funniest thing that happened during the filming process?
So Mildred has this cat called Jonesy. We were filming in a little house in a little town called Methven, and we had a hired cat wrangler, but the cat did not want to cooperate. It just did not want to cooperate. And so the cat next door looked exactly like the cat that we wanted, and his name was Stewie. And he actually gets a starring credit in the film. And he did it. He did exactly what we wanted him to do.
No way.
Yeah. It was incredible.
That's so cool. So just this local cat from good old small town Methven just becomes a big movie superstar. Just like that.
Yeah.
That is awesome. And now just finally, now I got to know, why should everyone who watches What Now also go watch Bookworm?
I think because it's a film that works like on so many different levels. You know, as you've said, it's a very fun family adventure comedy. You know, two people in the New Zealand wilderness looking for this panther. But it's also about two people, an estranged father and daughter, who are trying to get to know each other, and in that process, get to know themselves. You know, it's also an Ant Timpson movie. And so it's a little bit weird, but it's weird in all the right places.
Weird and wonderful.
Yeah.
That's what we love. And we love a good whānau story here in Aotearoa. And I'm sure everyone is going to enjoy it. Huge congratulations on the movie and also on the role that has been announced as well. I know you've got a special role coming up on a very certain Netflix series. So that is going to be very exciting. So from everyone here at What Now, thank you for chatting to us. And I know everyone can't wait to check out Bookworm August 8th.
Oh, thank you so much.
All right. Thank you so much. I'll see you later now.
Right. Bye.
Bye.
Subscribe to the What Now YouTube channel and we'll give you a puppy.
Chris, you can't say that.
Subscribe to the What Now YouTube channel and I will come to your house and gunge you.
Absolutely not, Chris.
Subscribe now because we've got awesome videos.